Point of no return. Welcome back, man. We know too much, man. We done seen too much. We've been through too much, man. We are experiencing way too much. God to reveal himself to us over and over again for us to go back to the way we used to be, the way we used to think, react, and respond to life, man. This your Holy Ghost homeboy Slim, SLIMM, simply living in my moment, which means yesterday is gone, tomorrow's never promised, so all you have is right now. And I hope you're fully living in your moment because I'm fully living in mine, man. Just back with another quick word, man. The quickest way to kill someone's soul is to deprive them of love. Man, if y'all are in relationships and y'all are in friendships, whatever the type of relationship, but especially a marriage or a relationship that is going toward that direction, you gotta be equal. And it may not look the same because it may be one person is financially stable and the other one might be able to do things that the other one can't do, or vice versa. It might be one that is more talkative and one that's quiet. It might be one that's more expressive and shows public displays of affection, and one that's more reserved but does show in gift giving. So it doesn't matter how you express your love, your appreciation, or sometimes your dislike or your disappointment. You gotta let it out. You gotta share it, and you gotta make sure that we are replenishing each other. Because you got a person like me, I'm gonna go to the ends of the world, you feel me? To make sure that my wife, my kids, my loved ones, my family, my friends have exactly what they need, want, and desire, and even more. And I'm using my natural skills, talents, gifts, and abilities to be able to do these things. But what comes with that is a burnout. What comes with that is exhaustion. What comes with that is just always being tired, like always feeling like there's work to do. Work to do. But when you got somebody that's going hard, day in and day out, and then you're not resting, you're not sleeping on top of that, it could be detrimental to your body. So that's literally what happened to me, man. I was just going hard for everybody and just trying to receive the desires of my heart by making these dreams come true, by really just doing what God is telling me to do. And I just got real tired, and I wasn't sleeping. Like the last time I slept was probably like the weekend of December 9th. That's when my brother got married. So that's the last time I rested when I was in Dallas. So I went back to home and just wasn't able to sleep. But instead of complaining, instead of being frustrated, instead of being angry, instead of just sitting up there just tossing and turning, I would get up and be productive. But with that, I'm up all day. And then not only am I up, I'm moving. Then I'm out in the community. I'm picking up trash. I'm out doing things for the church. I'm out doing things for the family. Then I still got to come back and write. I still got to come back and practice my songs. I still got to come back and have meetings with my manager and my team. I still got to come back and, you know, it's so much that you got to do. Getting daughter, son ready for school, haircuts, and all these things, and life goes on. And then me, I'm away from my family. I'm away from my friends, you feel me? I'm away from my manager. I'm away from my team. So when you spending a lot of time by yourself, I was by myself in the wilderness literally for 5 years. So I didn't have friends consistently. I didn't have people that I could really talk to and speak to on this level. So that's what helped me started making the videos to be able to express this and get these things out, get some of these ideas out. That's why I spent so much time in nature. That's why I spent so much time with animals and things like that, because I didn't really have a lot of human interaction. So I was giving love, but nobody was giving me love back. And I knew it was coming. But God was like telling me, like, this is the only way, you know, to get to where I'm trying to go. So just go with the flow. So a couple of days before the big incident, which happened on February 26th, my body was starting to shut down. I had stopped using the bathroom, both urinating and defecating. I had stopped eating and drinking. I had stopped tasting. I had stopped smelling. And then my body was just doing all kind of weird things, like going numb, tingling, felt like I was vibrating, felt like I was like, I don't know, radiating. I can't explain the feeling. It was just a weird feeling. And I was spending nights on the road, you feel me? Like, so I'm in rooms and stuff like that, just trying to get sleep, just trying to process and work through what God is showing me that is about to happen to me. So I'm trying to accept and deal with the idea that I'm dying, right? So the day before, I just went shopping. He was like, just spend everything you got. He was like, I just want you to live with no regrets. You know what I'm saying? And I'm moving through life just slow, just taking my time. Got up early in the morning, left the room, hit the city as soon as the stores opened up. And I wasn't looking to make any significant or major purchases, but I was just looking for things that really talked to me, that really spoke to me. So I got a few things and I just went from store to store, place to place, just exploring, just taking my time. But everywhere I went, it was like people were stopping and talking to me on the deeper level, on the spiritual level, on just talking about God and just our experiences and just giving testimonies. And I was able to use my story and use my message and use my songs as a way to get people back to God, and really just was able to just witness and use the spirit of discernment to tell them things that was going on in their life and just to prophesy and just interpret their dreams. And I was just able to do all type of supernatural things during this time. So I knew I had to pick my daughter up. So I had to get something else from the store, and then I'm on the road, get some gas. But as I'm passing, I'm at this Walmart, and on the corner, they had this homeless man, but for me, he didn't seem homeless. Like, I promise you, he didn't. I could just feel his spirit from a mile away, and I didn't have any money because everything I had was on a card. But earlier, I went to the hospital, and I had checked on my friend. He had a stomach bleed, and it ruptured, and he had to have emergency surgery. Then he had a stroke, then he had seizures. So I just happened to be in town. So his wife called me just distraught. And, you know, despite what I'm going through, like I told you, I'm going to be there for God. When he call on me, when he need me, I'm going to be there for his people. No matter what I'm going through, no matter what I'm facing, even as I'm dying, I'm still going to help, and I'm still going to bring life and give life and bring light and bring love. So I went to the hospital and checked on him. So I went to the bookstore. And during the bookstore, I just got two things. It was like a coin that said, let go and let God. It was right on time. And then maybe like an air freshener or a small candy or something. So anyways, I'm back at Walmart and I'm leaving out, and I see this homeless person, and he's sitting on the corner. But like I say, he didn't feel homeless to me. When I pulled up, automatically I see his face. His face is glowing. His cheeks is bright red. His nose is bright red. He has the biggest smile on his face, and he's clean. I can't explain it. His appearance may look dirty, but he was clean. He didn't stink. He didn't, none of that. He was clean. So he's automatically smiling. So I know that this is God. I know. So I say, sir, I don't have any money, but I got this coin right here. I say, I was just praying, and I was just asking, God for help. And I was like, this coin really helped me. So I gave him the coin, and I just said, let go and let God. And he was like, I was just talking to him, but the way he said it, he smiled, because if you God, you feel me, we all could talk to ourselves. So if he God, he could talk to himself too. So it was like an inside joke, but I knew that he was bringing me home. So the whole ride home, I got like an hour and 15-minute ride home. I'm going in and out, and I got the worst headache, bro. Like, I can't even feel my head, and I'm dozing in and out. I feel my function slowing down. Everything is slowing down. But somehow I make it back to the house, and then I promise y'all, like I do from the time I get up to the time I go to bed, like I really just go until I black out, literally. But I get home, use the bathroom. As soon as I wash my hands, my phone ring. Time to go pick up my daughter. So it's like I don't even have a time to rest. So I go pick her up, but my head is hurting so bad, so I take medicine and I lay down. Man, the headache intensified, and then I felt that aura. So I knew I was about to have seizures again. So I tried to get up, and I did get up, and I got myself dressed decent so I could make myself presentable to go to the emergency room, because I don't want to have a seizure in my house. I had 2 of those in front of my son, in front of my kids, and they just getting over them. So I don't want to re-traumatize them, and I don't want him to have, bad visions and bad thoughts, and he can't sleep, or he's worried about me. So I was trying to get myself up out the house. My daughter was asleep, so I got up and I told my wife, I was like, hey, go lay down, with baby girl. I'm got to go to the hospital because I'm seizing. And right then and there, I started seizing, and I fell against the door. So I ended up driving myself to the hospital. As I'm seizing, my mama called me, and I'm going in and out, but I still got to drive myself to the hospital because I got to get there because I need help. So I get to the hospital, park my car, get out. I'm seizing all the way up, walking to the building. I'm asking for help, and people literally watching me stumble, watching me seize. I'm telling them I'm seizing. It's crazy. People literally turning their shoulders from me, you know what I'm saying? So I get in the emergency room, and all I got energy to do is just hand the people my phone. So my mother's still on the phone, and she's trying to talk to him, but meanwhile, ain't nobody checking on me at all, no one. And I'm seizing the whole time. Nobody comes around the corner, nobody comes to assist me, nothing. And I'm seizing while I'm sitting in the chair, then I have the big one, and I just feel it's like somebody snatched my heart out of my body. And I fall back, and I feel all the furniture that was by me just fly, and I hit the ground. And my grandma comes to me and she tell me, "You dying, but it's not your time." Feel me? As I'm laying on the ground seizing, you know, I can't control what's going on, but I can still hear, and all I see is a white light. So I was at peace, you feel me? Because it was like I needed to rest, like I needed to stop, and I couldn't stop. I needed to sleep, and I didn't know how to sleep. I had been up so long, I had forgotten how to sleep. So when I guess it was my time, I was at peace, man. I'm telling you, my grandma kept me here, and she was like, "You got to get up, because if you go behind there, you ain't going to make it back out," pretty much. So I'm seizing, and the people that's working is telling me to get up and get in a wheelchair. Remember, the quickest way to kill someone's soul is deprive them of love. The quickest way to disappoint somebody and to break somebody's heart is to not be there when they truly, truly need you, when they depending on you, when you're the last one they got left. Saying? So I'm talking to my grandma, and I'm saying, "Grandma, how am I gonna get up?" She said, "You gotta make yourself get up." So I just made myself get up. I'm stumbling, and they still telling me to get in the chair as I'm seizing in front of them. I can't even comprehend what's going on. I just felt unsafe. I got my phone, got up out of there, and I got back in my car. My mama was on the phone, so as I'm seizing, I'm just telling her to stay on the phone. I'm telling her I know I'm not making no sense right now because I'm seizing, but I need her to keep me alive because her voice is the only thing that's keeping me here in this realm. So I don't know if I had the lights on and off. I'm in the back roads of Louisiana, flying, nighttime, 80, 90, having a seizure, dying, talking to my mama, trying to make it to the church. That's the first place I could think of to go. Go to the church, make it inside, man. I'm seizing, I'm talking to my mama, but it got to a point to where I was yelling, getting loud, so I didn't want her to hear me like that. You know, she a far distance away from me, and there was nothing she could do for me but pray, so I didn't want her to hear and have to have the images in her head. So I got off the phone and finished seizing, and I just tried to recover, but they was coming so frequent, and they was getting bigger and bigger that I had to get up out of there too. So I prayed, I cried, and I told God I could take it. And I told God, whatever we gotta do, let's do it. So I got myself up, and I wanted to drive myself home because my kids, they see me in the morning before they go to school. You know, I'm always telling them have a good day. I'm always giving them positive encouragement and affirmations and just things to protect them during the day until they could get back home to me. So I wanted to be there for them, but I'm still seizing that night. So everybody, well, the kids are asleep, my wife is up, but what can I say? You know what I'm saying? What can I do? It is what it is. So I prayed one more time, and I lay on the couch, and that was it. I went out, and my grandma just talked me through it, and she just told me, don't turn around. Don't look at her face, because she's going to have to take me. But my body, I knew I was gone because my body heated up to a temperature I ain't never felt before, and I just went into like a sweat, drenching sweat, like I was like, it got out of pool. And then it went deathly cold to where it was like something was siphoning the warmth out of me, out of the center of my body. and I got so cold and it started at my feet. It was like it was moving up my body, and by the time it got to my head, I couldn't feel my flesh, nothing. I couldn't feel my body no more, and then that's when I went all the way out. So I'm conscious in my subconscious. So my grandma talking to me like, don't turn around, don't face me, I'm gonna have to take you, because if I don't, death gonna have to take you, then you go to purgatory, and then the devil has the opportunity to torture you. And that's how some people sell their souls. Because literally while you there, you gotta wait for God to come get you. Or if that's your place, that's your place. I don't know what to say, that wasn't my place. My salvation was solidified before I even had this moment to where I transitioned to the spiritual realm. So I didn't have to go to purgatory, but he made me aware of that's what happens. The devil tortures you, and then when you take his deal, because he's so calm, do you want to stop hurting? Don't you want me to make this stop? You want a second chance? So that's how you get people to sell their souls and come back, and they come back as something else, and they got to do these evil deeds in order to, I guess, quote unquote, stay here. But that's not what happened. Like literally all my ancestors, I was laying down on a slab and they had me covered to where I couldn't see, and they had me laying on my side to where my back was facing my ancestors. So my grandma came and kissed me. She started it off. My grandfather whispered in my ear. And then everybody that's in my family that are not in this physical realm was able to see me in their physical, because I was all spirit. So they really had a procession over me, and they had a funeral over me, but it was like a rebirth in a sense. I didn't feel bad about it. They was just so proud of what I'd done, just taking God with me and just understanding that even facing death, we gonna get it, we gonna make it, and we gonna stay here, and we gonna make sure that people understand that we truly are worshipers and followers of God, and we trust his word. So they had this procession over me, and everybody just kissed me, everybody just touched me, but what they did was pass on their ancient wisdom, what they did was pass on their spiritual gifts, what they did was pass on information, what they did was pass on these things that is going to continue to open up and be of service, not only to me, but to the world. So after the service, God told me, job well done, and I heard music, like they was celebrating, they was crying, they was praising, they was thanking me for just being strong. And he just said that now I could receive the desires of my heart, because he saw that through life and death that I put him first. Feel me? So after that, my grandma, her voice kept waking me up. She was like, wake up, you got a window. So during this time, like I say, I'm still not eating, still not drinking, still not using the bathroom, but my stomach, my whole body is hurting because I done had like 5 seizures in the span of like an hour or so. And then I went overnight with that experience. Then I survived the night. Then when I woke up, my head was still hurting, I was still seizing, still shaking. So I was trying to just get help, man. I tried to walk down to meet my friend, and I ended up collapsing in the street. People see this. He so happened to already be home, so he had to drive from where he was to come get me out the street. And I'm telling him I'm dying. I say, but keep calm. Don't panic. We got this. I said, just take me to your house, give me some water, give me some food. I'll be all right. So I'm calling my family, because now, because before this, I felt like something was chasing me. I already felt like I was dying. I felt like something was trying to kill me. And now it was coming true. So God was telling me to get out of Louisiana. Don't stay there, because you're not going to make it out. You're not going to see home. You're not going to be able to see your kids no more, your wife no more. You're not going to be able to achieve your dreams. You're not going to be able to receive the desires of your heart. The enemy was all around me, and they was trying to devour me, and they had me to a point to where I was weakened and to where I couldn't defend myself. So I couldn't black out. I didn't want to go to the police. I didn't want to go back to the hospital because of all of my experiences with that situation. So my friend literally helped me out. I regained enough strength, and I went back to the house, and I started doing what I was doing, listening to worship music, praying, feel me, putting something in the air just to help me with the pain, just to help me with the seizures. I started cleaning up, because I'm thinking like, okay, if this my last day, if this my last time, then I want everything to be set in place for my wife and my kids to be comfortable. I want them to, come back to a home to where it's gonna be straight. So I had to get them out the house, feel me? So I'm texting everybody, trying to tell them that, get them out the house, because I don't want to die in front of them. they finally leave, and I have an opportunity to really just clean the house and bless the house and just pray over the house and just pray over my kids, because I was at peace. I accepted my fate. You know what I'm saying? For God I live, for God I die. I really mean it. Really mean it. So I was at peace. So literally I cleaned the whole house. Clean the whole house. Clean the whole house. Dying. Seizing. That's just who I am, man. And my friend, my best friend, he was able to come get me. And it was a collective effort of him coming to get me, bringing me to his house, and allowing me to just try to rest up and really just praying. And I went back under that night too. So he just kept praying for me. The next day, the following day after that, third day, he was able to bring me home. And I had to deal with the pain, and it took me a couple of days to really be able to speak again, to where I wasn't stuck. Because my mind was moving the whole time, but my body was tired. It was so just depleted of everything. I ain't had no energy to cough. I ain't had no energy to talk, nothing. So it was like my body was reacting slow. So I had to let my body catch up. I had to let it build some strength. Had to walk. I had cramps. I had everything. So once I used the bathroom again, it made me feel better. But now nothing has changed, man. I came out here. I still been having meetings with my manager. I still been setting up me to do features. We've been getting all the equipment, so I still got to go record. I still got to start traveling. I still got to do all these things. Nothing stopped. This is the way it goes. You have to keep going. What doesn't kill you make you stronger, but it's more to this story. It's more at play, and I can't expose all the details, but in a nutshell, that's literally what happened. I died and came back, and we here. This is our time, man. If God ain't showed you nothing, this is your time. The enemy wouldn't be trying so hard, but what happened was this was his greatest attempt, and he saw that he's defenseless. Because what I did when I was in that spiritual realm, you know, God kept putting me in the desert, in my wilderness. He kept putting me with Lucifer, and he kept saying, that's your brother. You got to forgive him. You got to love him. That's the only way you're going to be able to go on to this next phase of life. But I had so much hatred built up toward him. I had so much anger. I had so much frustration because he been attacking me all my life since I came into this world. You know what I'm saying? Everything I had good, he took away from me. You know what I'm saying? So I had just a lot of built up feelings. So he kept putting us in the same room, and basically we just kept going at each other. But when I got tired, bro. So I had my back turned. I was letting him do what he do, but I realized he ain't had no power because I wasn't paying no attention. So he trying to get my attention, and then I just turned around and I said, I forgive you. I forgive you for trying to kill me. I forgive you for attacking my body, my mind, my soul, my spirit. I forgive you for attacking my purpose. I forgive you for the things and the sicknesses that you put in my mom. I forgive you for the things that you did to my siblings. I forgive you for the things that you did to my family. I said, but no longer will you hold control over me. No longer will we let these generational curses and these strongholds and these bonds continue to hold me and my family back. No longer will I be upset at you and fight you. Bro, I love you. And I forgive you. And hopefully you can find within yourself to forgive yourself and go to God and ask him to forgive you. I don't know what he's going to do. But guess what? No matter what you do to me, I'm going to love you. And guess what? I'm going to keep moving. I'm going to keep living. I'm going to keep doing what I got to do. Ain't nobody scared of you, bro. But at the same time, enough is enough. And when I did that, bro, it's like everything that was holding me back came shattering down. And God just gave me everything that I was asking for in the spirit. And then now we here, so we just getting things one thing at a time, and we just let whatever happen. We just let whatever be. And regardless of what happened, it had to happen that way. And guess what? All parties involved, guess what? I forgive. For facts, I forgive. I ain't mad. I'm at peace. You feel me? I'm just doing this for my kids. I'm doing this for myself. I'm doing this because God has called me for a higher purpose, and he's called me to do something greater than myself, and I have to answer that call. He's done too much for me not to go to any place and every place I can go and not testify of his goodness. So that is literally my mission. That is literally my life, to do God's work. So I'm telling you, man, God is real. God is real. Heaven is real. Hell is real. Satan is real, but it's up to you who you give the power to. You feel me? You got to become all spirit, no flesh, so only thing that remains is we. Understand? You got to be in tune with the universe, the Trinity. You got to be in tune with everything that's going on to manifest the desires of your heart. Because if you're not, you're going to continue to run in circles. And you're going to watch me achieve my dreams and live my dreams and travel the world and do these cool things, all in the name of God. So I want y'all to tell y'all God is real, but the quickest way to kill somebody's soul is to deprive them of love. So I'm telling y'all, we got to give each other life. We got to speak life and do it abundantly. We got to speak peace. We got to speak prosperity. And then if you wrong, you wrong. Say you sorry, move on. Because a lot of times you're not saying you sorry for the other person. You saying you sorry for your salvation. There's a lot of people that think they going to heaven, but you in hell. Just because you can't admit your wrongs, just because you can't repent, just because you can't give up these sins, what you gonna do with the sins? Other than worry about it, stress about it, keep you from enjoying what you got right now, which is coming in the future. You can't get none of that if you can't get past yourself and what you've done. You got to face the darkest parts of yourself and allow your mate to face the darkest parts of you so they can still love you. That's how you yoke. That's how you become equal. That's how you become one, where both of us see the worst in each other, but still expect the best, but still see the best, but still see beauty, but still see a future, but still see, you know what I'm saying? All these things that keep you close is just going to strengthen your relationship. So do what you got to go through. But ultimately, you got to come to a point to where you at peace with everything that's going on, because if God is bringing you to it, he's going to bring you through it. So if the quickest way to kill somebody is to deprive them of love, the quickest way to heal and revive somebody and to give life is to give them love. So you got to give love, even at the time when people are hurting you, even at the time when people misunderstand you, when they lying, when they ganging up on you, you feel me? When they denying, when they're not being honest and not being truthful. You got to be the one to be able to still keep the perspective, but still be balanced and still not be mad and still be humble, but still be like, nah, it is what it is. But guess what? I love you and I forgive you. And when you do that, that's how you keep the chains broken. Don't do nothing out of anger. Don't do nothing out of frustration. Don't do nothing that is going to keep you going backwards. Everything we doing with the idea and intent that everything that we desire is upon us. So just walk into it. But until next time, Slim.